हरे हरे।
Krishna. Hare Krishna, Dhanvat Pranam Prabhuji, Hare Krishna, dear devotees, Jai Shri Prabhupada. So we'll continue with our prayers and then reading of Krishna book. Hari Hari Bol to Ramchandra Prabhuji, Pawan Prabhuji and Nandakumar Prabhuji for leading the chanting this morning. Om Ajnanatimirandasya Jnananjana Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Guruve Namaha. Nama Om Vishnupadaya Krishna Prishtaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swaminiti Namine. नमस्ते सरस्वती देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्य देशतारिणे जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्तवृंद हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे Hare Krishna. So I posted the link in the chat and I will share the screen for the prayers. Okay, so we are continuing with Shikshashtakam, song 4, which is Na dhanam na janam na sundarim kavitam va jagadishikamaye mama janmani janmanishware bhavatad bhaktir ahituki tvayi. Okay, I will continue. Prabhu tava pada yuge morani vedana Prabhu tava pada yuge morani vedana Nahi magi deha sukha vidyadhana jana Nahi magi deha sukha vidyadhana jana Nahi magi swarga ara moksha nahi magi Nakori prarthana kono vibhutir lagi Nija karma guna doshe je je janma pai Janme janme jeno tava nama guna gai यही मात्रा आशा मम तुम्हार चरणे अहोई तू की भक्ति हृदय जागे अनुक्षणे विषय जी प्रीति एवे आछाए अमार से मत प्रीति हो चरणे तुम्हार विपदे संपदे ताहा ठाकुर समभावे दिने दिने वृद्धि हो नामेर प्रभावे पशु पक्षी होए थाकी स्वर्गे वा निरोए तव भक्ति रहु भक्ति विनोद हृदोए Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur ki jai, Shri Shikshashtakam ki jai, Patit Pavan Jagat Guru Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Okay. Anybody would like to read the translation? Pravakar Prabhu or Sangeeta Mataji?
Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Prabhuji, would you like to read?
Yes, Prabhuji.
Yes, Prabhuji, please. Go ahead.
My Lord, my Lord, I submit the following prayer at your holy feet. I do not pray to you for physical religion, for learning, wealth, or followers. I do not pray for heaven or salvation. I do not pray for any of these oppositions. In whatever birth I take, wherever my karma leads me, let me sing the glories of your holy name, birth after birth. This alone is my cherished hope, my inspiration, my prayer at your lotus feet. Let causeless and uninterrupted devotion awaken within my heart and flow towards you. Let me love your lotus feet as much as I now love sense gratification. Transform my affection from the objects of the sense to your lotus feet. In danger or success, good fortune or disaster, let me remain in equipoise and let my affection for your increase day by day by the influence of the holy name. Whether I live as bird or beast in heaven or in hell, let the humble Bhakti Vinod always cherish Bhakti in his heart of hearts. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you, Prabhu. Anything you want to share that you like from this prayer?
Yeah, Prabhuji. I like the feelings what a bhakta is saying to Bhagavan.
Mm.
Wherever I am, that I'm a bird or I'm a beast or an insect, anything. So always bhakti towards you. All my prayers to your lotus feet. It's simple.
Mm. Yes. Thank you, Prabhuji. Yeah, that is the only aspiration we have. That's the only desire a pure devotee has. That because ultimately, if we see our constitutional position is that is how we were created by the Lord as Jivatma. Our constitution is to develop bhakti, to always be devoted to the Lord. That is our constitutional position. So there is nothing else in the world that we are made for. We are made for the Lord, and our constitutional position is to serve Him. And when we serve Him, it's not like service in the material world, where we have to do it out of force or out of compulsion, right? But when we do the service to the Lord, we do it with love, because that is our constitutional position, to love, to serve Him with love. And when we do that, we experience millions and billions and trillions of times more love than what we offer to the Lord, because the Lord is unlimited. So we can only love because we are tiny. Our love is limited, but His love is unlimited, boundless. So when we love Him, He loves back. That is boundless. So yes, that is our only aspiration, as Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur is praying. Thank you, Prabhu. Okay, let's continue with our reading of Krishna book. So we are continuing from the introduction. And yesterday I think we read up to here, up to Krishna. So
Prabhuji,
with that also. Yes, Prabhu.
I want to share one real thing.
Hmm. Hmm.
जगन्नाथ उनका एक भक्त था भगवान दास. ठीक है. तो
क्या
जब
प्रभु जी
भी
फिर से बोलिए एक बार, क्या नाम है?
भगवान दास.
भगवान दास. हाँ हाँ, ओके.
Yeah. Actually, he's facing with his stomach pain.
Hmm.
Then diagnosis is that is something is severe. So he need to operation that
Hmm.
stomach. तो डॉक्टर ने बोला कि आपके पास बहुत कम टाइम है. So you have to make operation as soon as possible. This incident happened in Puri. Then नहीं नहीं मुझे ऑपरेशन नहीं कर. तो फिर थोड़ा टाइम नजदीक आ गया कि यू हैव विद इन 20 days you have to make operation else you will be die. तो जब भी 15 दिन बीत गया फिर भी वो हॉस्पिटल नहीं गया. फिर डॉक्टर ने भेजा कि ही इज वेरी डिवोशन टुवर्ड्स टू जगन्नाथ. देन दे आस्क हिम दैट प्रभु जी आप आ जाइए, हम ऑपरेशन आपको कर लेंगे, फ्री में कर लेंगे. तो को नहीं मुझे नहीं जाना है. तो उनका वाइफ बोले कि जा जाओ ऑपरेशन हो जाए. उनका बेटा भी बोले. तो बोले कि जब तक मुझे भगवान वो जगन्नाथ को ना, जगन्नाथ को कालिया बोलते हैं, ठीक है। जब तक मुझे कालिया परमिशन नहीं देता, मैं नहीं जाऊंगा। जो ऑपरेशन का टाइम में ना, मैं क्या करूं? मैं हर वक्त तो भगवान को स्मरण करता हूँ ना, उस टाइम में मैं क्या करूं? जब तक वो नहीं बताएगा तो मैं ऑपरेशन नहीं करूं, चाहे मेरा मौत हो जाए। तो वो जो हम अभी प्रेयर पढ़ रहे थे ना, वो मुझे,
हम्म,
वो रिलेट हुआ। तो फिर
हम्म,
ऐसे भी बैठा रहा श्री मंदिर में, जगन्नाथ मंदिर पे। तो भगवान कुछ नहीं बोल रहे हैं, तो भगवान कैसे बोले? तो कुछ तो हिंट्स देते हैं ना, जाओ नहीं जाओ। तो उस दिन रात को 2 दिन बाकी रहा उनका ऑपरेशन होने के। बहुत पेन हो रहा था, खाना नहीं खा पा रहे थे। तो कि मैं मर जाऊं तभी भी नहीं जाऊं। तो रात को आए भगवान ने बोले कि भगवान, चला जा, ऑपरेशन हो जा, कुछ नहीं होगा तुझे, जा, मैं हूं ना। तो नेक्स्ट डे वो राजी हो गए, चलो मैं ऑपरेशन। तो बोले प्रभु, अगर मैं ऑपरेशन हूँ उस टाइम में मैं क्या करूँ, तो बता दो। तो आपको तो स्मरण नहीं कर पाऊंगा, तो मुझे कुछ एनेस्थेसिया दे देंगे, कुछ दे देंगे, तो मैं तो सेंसलेस हो जाऊंगा। तो व्हाट आई डू इन दैट टाइम? तो उसका कुछ जवाब नहीं मिला उनको। फिर वो ऑपरेशन करने के लिए, भगवान ने बोले कि ऑपरेशन जाना है तो जाना है। तो ऑपरेशन
हम्म,
करने के लिए गए। तो डॉक्टर ने टेस्ट किया, सारी चीज रेडी हो गया। देखा तो उनका कुछ है नहीं, बीमारी कुछ है नहीं, पेट में कुछ भी नहीं है। तो ऑपरेशन
हम्म,
क्या करे? सारी
हम्म,
स्टमक वगैरह सब कुछ ठीक है। फिर वो वापस आ गए। तो वही, अगर हम भगवान को मन ध्यान से वो स्मरण करेंगे ना हर वक्त, तो रिजल्ट तो अपने आप आ जाएगा।
हम्म,
तो ये पूरा रियल स्टोरी है।
थैंक यू सो मच। ये सब भाई श्रद्धा होती है तो, भगवान में श्रद्धा होती है तो भगवान में प्रेम भी अपने आप आता है। श्रद्धा की है, श्रद्धा होता है ना, जैसे अ, कि पूरा दिस इज भाव की भक्ति, जो भाव होना चाहिए भगवान के प्रति। और जो कृपा है भगवान की, वो हेतु की है, और सारा कृपा का खेल है। तो भगवान की कृपा तभी आती है जब हम भाव से भक्ति करते हैं। अल्टीमेटली भगवान को तो सिर्फ वही चाहिए, और क्या चाहिए? जगत के नाथ है वो, जगन्नाथ है, उनको क्या चाहिए? पूरा जगत उनका, सारा उनका है। हम क्या दे सकते
पूरे
हैं उनको?
ब्रह्मांड उनका ही है।
सिर्फ अपना भाव दे सकते हैं बस। हम्म तो यस, जैसे आप बोल रहे थे कि यस, भगवान खुद आते हैं, और भगवान ने देखो उसका सेकंड क्वेश्चन का आंसर नहीं दिया, बिकॉज भगवान ने सारी प्रॉब्लम ही हटा दी। तो यस, तो ये सब दुनिया में सभी लोग दो चीज़ों के भूखे हैं, दो चीज़ें चाहिए सबको। एक कि we have to be loved, and we have to offer our love to somebody, right? So ये राधानाथ महाराज बोलते हैं कि there are only two things that we need. One is that we need to love somebody, and other thing is that somebody should love us. अगर ये नहीं है तो ये दुनिया में कुछ भी जीने लायक नहीं है। तो वही है कि वो चीज़ हमें बस, वी हैव टू डाउट टेल दैट। जैसा बोला कि हमेशा भगवान दास को हमेशा भगवान का स्मरण करना था। कल प्रभुपाद डेफिनेशन ये दे रहे थे कि द आर्ट, हमारा द आर्ट ऑफ फोकसिंग आवर अटेंशन ऑन कृष्णा। सो ऑलवेज भगवान का स्मरण करना, द आर्ट ऑफ फोकसिंग आवर अटेंशन ऑन कृष्णा एंड ऑफरिंग हिम आवर लव इज कृष्णा कॉन्शियसनेस। तो ये कृष्णा कॉन्शियसनेस का डेफिनेशन प्रभुपाद ने दिया था कल। तो हमें हमेशा भगवान का स्मरण करना है, और भगवान का स्मरण तभी होगा जब हम भगवान का अच्छे से नाम जप करते हैं। भगवान का जब नाम जप करते हैं तो धीरे धीरे वो बढ़ के हमें स्मरण में भी आएगा। श्रवणम कीर्तनम अगर हमारा अच्छे से होगा तो हमारा स्मरणम भी अच्छे से होगा। और अल्टीमेटली यस, लाइक आपने जैसे बोला कि जब हम बूढ़े, अभी तो ठीक है, वी आर स्टिल यंग, रिलेटिवली यंग, वी कैन डू लॉट ऑफ थिंग्स, वी कैन डू सर्विस, वी कैन, हम सेवा भी कर सकते हैं, भगवान के लिए भोगा बना सकते हैं, मंदिर में भी सेवा कर सकते हैं अपने हाथों से, अपने पाँव से, अलग अलग तरह की सेवाएं कर सकते हैं। लेकिन जब जब ऐसा समय आएगा जब हम कुछ नहीं कर पाएंगे, जब 60+ हो जाएगा, तो व्हेन वी विल नॉट बी एबल टू रियली ऑफर टू मैनी फिजिकल सर्विसेज, तब भी हमारे पास, जैसे भगवान दास ने बोला, कि स्मरण कर सकते हैं भगवान का नाम, मुख से नाम ले सकते हैं और कान से नाम सुन सकते हैं। इतना तो हम ही कर ही पाएंगे, हमेशा कर पाएंगे। लेकिन उसके लिए हमको वो टेस्ट अभी डेवलप करना पड़ेगा। we have to practice and practice and practice to develop that taste. Otherwise अदरवाइज ऐसे भी होते हैं लोग जो बचपन में, मतलब अपनी जवानी में, बचपन में काफ़ी पूजा पाठ किए हैं भगवान का, धाम गए हैं, मंदिर में गए हैं, भोग वोग चढ़ाए हैं, प्रसाद चढ़ाए हैं, फल फूल सब चढ़ाए हैं, लेकिन गंगा में नहाए हैं, ये सब किए हैं। लेकिन वो सिर्फ अगर आप पूजा पाठ के भाव से किए हो कि आपको अच्छी फ्यूचर में स्वर्ग मिले, स्वर्ग की प्राप्ति हो, तो वो भक्ति नहीं है, राइट। वो तो भगवान के साथ बिजनेस ट्रांजैक्शन है। तो ऐसे भी लोग होते हैं जिन्होंने काफ़ी पूजा पाठ और सब किया है, लेकिन वो जब अपने बुढ़ापे में आते हैं तो क्या करते हैं, पेड़ बैठ के, खटिया पे बैठ के सिर्फ टीवी देख रहे हैं या गपशप कर रहे हैं, राइट। सो दैट इज़ नॉट भक्ति, राइट। बट जिन्होंने असली में श्रवणम कीर्तनम किया है, भगवान की भक्ति करी है, तो फ्यूचर में जब 60 70 80 के हो जाओगे और कुछ नहीं कर पाएंगे, तब आपका सिर्फ मुख होगा और का कान होगा, और आपका हाथ नहीं चलेगा, पाँव नहीं चलेगा, कुछ नहीं चलेगा। तब अगर आपने सही अच्छे से भक्ति करी है भगवान की, तब आप अपने श्रवणम कीर्तनम अच्छे से कर पाओगे, तब वही कर पाएंगे, हम और कुछ नहीं कर पाएंगे। और अल्टीमेटली भगवान यही कहते हैं कि अंत काले च मामेवा, राइट। तो कि अंत काल में जो भगवान का स्मरण करता है उसे भगवान की प्राप्ति होगी। तो अंत काल में आपका स्मरण तभी होगा जब आपने अच्छे से श्रवणम कीर्तनम किया है, राइट। सो दैट इज़ द होल आइडिया। सो दैट इज़ वाई अभी हमको हमारा टेस्ट डेवलप करना है। वी हैव टू गेट दैट हायर टेस्ट व्हेन वी हैव द एबिलिटी, बिकॉज अदरवाइज वी थिंक वी विल बी एबल टू डू इट एट 70 80, तो आएगा ही नहीं, भगवान का नाम ही मुख पे नहीं आएगा, तो भगवान का ध्यान तो क्या ही होगा। तो भगवान का नाम अगर अभी मुख पे है तो हमारा फ्यूचर में भी गारंटीड है। यस, थैंक यू प्रभु जी। ओके, लेट्स कंटिन्यू फ्रॉम हियर। इंट्रोडक्शन। The Lord's abode is described in the Bhagavad Gita, 8th chapter, 20th verse, where it is stated that there is another eternal nature, the spiritual sky, which is transcendental to this manifested and non-manifested matter. The manifested world can be seen in the form of many stars and planetary systems, such as the sun and the moon, but beyond this there is a non-manifested portion, which is not approachable by anyone in this body. And beyond that non-manifested matter is the spiritual kingdom. That kingdom is described in the Bhagavad Gita as the supreme and eternal, never to be annihilated. This material nature is subjected to repeated creation and annihilation, but that part, the spiritual nature, remains as it is eternally. The supreme abode of the personality of Godhead, Krishna, is also described in the Brahma Samhita as the abode of Chintamani. That abode of Lord Krishna, known as Golok Vrindavan, is full of palaces made of touchstone. There the trees are called desire trees, and the cows are called Surabhi. The Lord is served there by hundreds and thousands of goddesses of fortune. His name is Govinda, the primeval Lord, and he is the cause of all causes. There the Lord plays his flute. His eyes are like lotus petals, and the color of his body is like that of a beautiful cloud. On his head is a peacock feather. He is so attractive that he excels thousands of cupids. Lord Krishna gives only a little hint in the Gita of his personal abode, which is the supermost planet in the spiritual kingdom. But in the Srimad Bhagavatam, Krishna actually appears with all his paraphernalia and demonstrates his activities in Vrindavan, then at Mathura, and then at Dwarka. The subject matter of this book will gradually reveal all these activities. The family in which Krishna appeared is called the Yadu dynasty. This Yadu dynasty belongs to the family descending from Soma, the god in the moon planet. There are two different Kshatriya families of the royal order, one descending from the king of the moon planet and the other descending from the king of the sun planet. When the Supreme Personality of Godhead appears, he generally appears in a Kshatriya family because he has to establish religious principles or the life of righteousness. The Kshatriya family is the protector of the human race, according to the Vedic system. When the Supreme Personality of Godhead appeared as Lord Ramachandra, he appeared in the family descending from the sun god, known as the Raghuvamsha. And when he appeared as Lord Krishna, he did so in the family known as the Yaduvamsha. There is a long list of the kings of the Yaduvamsha in the 9th canto, 24th chapter of Srimad Bhagavatam. All of them were great, powerful kings. Krishna's father's name was Vasudev, son of Shurasena, descending from the Yadu dynasty. Actually, the Supreme Personality of Godhead does not belong to any dynasty of this material world, but the family in which the Supreme Personality of Godhead appears becomes famous by his grace. For example, sandalwood is produced in the states of Malaya. Sandalwood has its own qualifications apart from Malaya, but because accidentally this wood is mainly produced in the states of Malaya, it is known as Malayan sandalwood. Similarly, Krishna, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, belongs to everyone. But just as the sun rises from the east, although there are other directions from which it could rise, so by his own choice the Lord appears in a particular family and that family becomes famous. As explained above, when Krishna appears, all his plenary expansions appear with him. Krishna appeared along with Baladev, who is known as his elder brother. Balaram is the origin of Sankarshan, of the quadruple expansion. Balaram is also the plenary expansion of Krishna. In this book, the attempt will be made to show how Krishna appeared in the family of the Yadu dynasty and how he displayed his transcendental characteristics. This is very vividly described in the Srimad Bhagavatam, specifically the 10th canto, and thus the basis of this book will be the 10th canto of Srimad Bhagavatam. The pastimes of the Lord are generally heard and relished by liberated souls. Those who are conditioned souls are interested in reading stories of the material activities of some common man. Although similar narrations describing the transcendental pastimes of the Lord are found in Srimad Bhagavatam and other Puranas, the conditioned souls still prefer to study ordinary narrations. They are not so interested in studying the narrations of the pastimes of the Lord Krishna. And yet, the descriptions of the pastimes of Lord Krishna are so attractive that they are relishable for all classes of men. There are three classes of men in this world. One class consists of liberated souls, another consists of those who are trying to be liberated, and third class consists of materialistic men. Whether one is liberated or is trying to be liberated or is even grossly materialistic, the pastimes of Lord Krishna are worth studying. Liberated souls have no interest in materialistic activities. The impersonalist theory that after liberation one becomes inactive and need not hear anything does not prove that a liberated person is actually inactive. A living soul cannot be inactive. He is active either in the conditioned state or in the liberated state. A diseased person, for example, is also active, but his activities are all painful. The same person, when freed from diseased condition, is still active, but in a healthy condition, the activities are full of pleasure. Similarly, the impersonalists only seek to get free from the diseased conditioned activities, but they have no information of activities in the healthy condition. Those who are actually liberated and in full knowledge take to hearing the activities of Krishna. Such engagement is pure spiritual activity. It is essential for persons who are actually liberated to hear about the pastimes of Krishna. That is the supreme relishable subject matter for one in the liberated state. Also, if persons who are trying to be liberated hear such narrations as the Bhagavad Gita and Srimad Bhagavatam, then their path of liberation becomes very clear. The Bhagavad Gita is the preliminary study of Srimad Bhagavatam. By studying the Gita, one becomes fully conscious of the position of Lord Krishna. And when he is situated at the lotus feet of Krishna, he understands the narrations of Krishna as described in the Srimad Bhagavatam. Lord Chaitanya has therefore advised his followers that their business is to propagate Krishna Katha. Krishna Katha means narrations about Krishna. There are two Krishna Kathas, narrations spoken by Krishna and narrations spoken about Krishna. The Bhagavad Gita is the narration or the philosophy on the science of God, spoken by Sri Krishna himself. Srimad Bhagavatam is the narration about the activities and transcendental pastimes of Krishna. Both are Krishna Katha. It is the order of Lord Chaitanya that Krishna Katha should be spread all over the world, because if the conditioned souls suffering under the pangs of material existence take to Krishna Katha, then their path of liberation will be open and clear. The purpose of presenting this book is primarily to induce people to understand Krishna or Krishna Katha, because thereby they can become freed from material bondage. This Krishna Katha will also be very much appealing to the most materialistic persons, because Krishna's pastimes with the gopis, cowherd girls, are exactly like the loving affairs between young girls and boys within this material world. Or actually, the sex feeling found in human society is not unnatural, because the same sex feeling is there in the original personality of Godhead. The pleasure potency is called Srimati Radharani. The attraction of loving affairs on the basis of sex feeling is the original feature of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. And we, the conditioned souls, being part and parcel of the Supreme, have such feelings also, but they are experienced within a perverted, minute condition. Therefore, when those who are after sex life in the material world hear about Krishna's pastimes with the gopis, they will relish transcendental pleasure, although it appears to be materialistic. The advantage will be that they will gradually be elevated to the spiritual platform. In the Bhagavatam, it is stated that if one hears the pastimes of Lord Krishna with the gopis from authorities with submission, then he will be promoted to the platform of transcendental loving service to the Lord, and the material disease of lust within his heart will be completely vanquished. In other words, such hearing will counteract material sex life. This book, Krishna, which is filled with Krishna Katha, will thus appeal equally to the liberated souls and to the persons who are trying to be liberated, as well as to the gross conditioned materialist. According to the statement of Maharaj Parikshit, who heard about Krishna from Shukadeva Goswami, Krishna Katha is equally applicable to every human being, whatever condition of life he is in. Surely, everyone will appreciate it to the highest magnitude. But Maharaj Parikshit also warned that persons who are simply engaged in killing animals and in killing themselves may not be very much attracted to Krishna Katha. In other words, ordinary persons who are following the regulative moral principles of scriptures, no matter in what condition they are found, will certainly be attracted, but not persons who are killing themselves. The exact word used in Srimad Bhagavatam is Pashugna, which means one who is killing animals or killing himself. Persons who are not self-realized and who are not interested in spiritual realization are killing themselves. They are committing suicide because this human form of life is especially meant for self-realization. By neglecting this important part of his activities, one simply wastes his time like the animals. So he is a Pashugna. The other meaning of the word refers to those who are actually killing animals. This means persons who are animal eaters, even dog eaters, for they are all engaged in killing animals in so many ways, such as hunting and opening slaughterhouses. Such persons cannot be interested in Krishna Katha. Hare Krishna. Okay, we'll pause here. But this eternal Krishna Katha should be our goal, as Prabhupada is saying, and that only arises the attraction. Krishna is the all attractive, so he reserves the right who is attracted to Krishna, and only those who follow the regulative principles, who are not committing self-suicide and who are not committing crime against other living entities, they are eligible to be attracted by the all-attractive Sri Krishna, as Prabhupada is saying. So yeah, we have to be very careful that we are not committing those crimes against other entities voluntarily. So that is why that first we have to come to the level of human platform, as Prabhupada says. By following the regulative principles, we come to the level of human platform. Actually, in that discussion with George Harrison, Prabhupada was saying that when he first came to US, to the Western world, he was remembering, when I came to Shyamsundar Prabhupada, he was saying, I came to Boston and the Boston Harbor and the Commonwealth Pier. He was thinking that, I was thinking, how will people here in the West, be able to understand this, this philosophy, because everybody here is a meat eater, intoxicator, so all the regular principles are broken. So he says, I had no hope, actually. He was telling to George Harrison, I had no hope, but it is all by Krishna's mercy, that when Krishna's mercy flows through his pure devotees, and because Krishna may not attract, by Krishna Katha, but when his pure devotees, they are so compassionate that wherever they go, they want to share Krishna Katha, and because of their mercy, Krishna becomes merciful, right? So Krishna here, as we are reading, Krishna may not be interested in such persons, but Krishna's pure servants, pure devotees are so much interested to share this share Krishna consciousness with everybody. So because of the mercy of Srila Prabhupada, that miracle happened. Of course, he doesn't take any credit for that. He gives all credit to his Guru Maharaj, who actually sowed the seed in his heart to go to the West and preach this, right? So all glories to Srila Prabhupada, all glories to the Guru Parampara, because of whom we are here in the West today and we are able to hear Krishna Katha. Otherwise we would have been just lost in this materialistic world, as I shared yesterday in the book reading group, that nice song that George Harrison has sung, "Living in the Material World." So we are just living in the material world, and we would have been lost in this material world had it not been for Srila Prabhupada, who came, so mercifully on the instructions of his Guru Maharaj to the West to preach this Krishna Katha. So yeah, it's wonderful how much yesterday I went along with my family to the Mason High School. There was an art show that was on display, and my younger one's art was displayed. Vidhi's art was there, so we went, and I was just looking at some of the pictures and all the art that all the students had done from Mason schools, and it was just mind-boggling again, the level of art that little kids can actually, it's like outpour of their heart's expressions, right? मन में जो है वो चीज़ बाहर आ जाती है जब आपके art में आप उसको present करते हैं. And some of them had also written about themselves, how their art is actually their inner struggles and inner kind of dichotomy between where they are. कभी कभी वही होता है ना, बच्चे काफ़ी जो छोटे बच्चे होते हैं उनको अभी तक they are trying to understand who they are, why they are here and what their purpose is. Sometimes they are forced into their faith, कुछ Muslim girls थी एक दो, and I don't know whether the name seemed like Hindu, but her kind of mixture of Islam and Tamil and all of that. So anyway, it was just fascinating, like how kids' minds are working, and just there. पढ़ रहे थे कि those who are killing the animals. So there was one picture where this girl, she seemed to be from Indian background, Islamic and Indian, and Tamil also was written there, where she had the titles also, they had to give titles of these pictures, and also it was just fascinating to see all this. But yeah, what I was trying to say is like uske haath mein ek chaku tha, she had a knife in the hand, and she had a pig, and they were celebrating Eid, basically Eid jab khatam hota hai, so she was like haath mein chaku leke, she was thinking to kill or not to kill, right? So and then she had other pictures, and of she herself is sitting in a plate, where everybody's trying to break the fast of Eid, and she has like a small girl sitting in the plate. So it was just like, how the thought process of these artists, of these little kids who are the future of the world, So yeah, it's just amazing how Krishna works. And yeah, like Prabhupada is saying, there are different levels of people. Somebody who is just grossly materialistic, somebody who is trying to be liberated, and then there are others, acharyas, who are actually liberated. So hopefully we are in the second category, trying to become liberated, and not go into the third category, lost in the material world. Okay, yes, anybody else would like to share anything, any thoughts, reflections from today's reading? We already did discuss a nice pastime by Prabhakar Prabhu earlier of how we can become pure devotees by increasing our remembrance as Sri Madhav Das, or Bhagwan Das, sorry, not Bhagwan, I said Bhagwan Das, yes. So yeah, we have to try to increase our remembrance of the Lord, try to increase our Shravanam Kirtanam, so that we can, when our senses will not work after 60-70 years, then we have the only two things that will work is our ability to chant, our ability to hear, and our ability to remember. Everything else will fade away. So better we have to develop our taste in Shravanam and Kirtanam and Smaranam right now, while our bodies are healthy, hale, fit and fine. And those years, as Prabhupada says again and again, is the most important. The process is hearing Krishna Katha. If our passageway of ears are cleared right now, we have to lay this highway. The highway is already there, but the highway is blocked, right? Like Prabhupada saying, exit. At my office also, sometimes when I see that exit, it's like we have to exit from this world, and the exit doors. They say at office also, like they do the security training. They will say that exit door should always be clear, should be unblocked, right? So that way, anytime when there is emergency, we can exit out of the emergency exit doors. So like that, this is like the hearing process is kind of our exit door out of this world. If this hearing passageway is not clear right now, then when the emergency strikes, death can come at any time. And if we don't have the ability to hear, chant, and remember the Lord right now, then we are not ready. So that is our goal, to become ready. Okay. Hare Krishna. Yes, any other thoughts, comments before we wrap up today? पवन प्रभु जी, आप कुछ बोलेंगे? सत्य गोविंद प्रभु, पवन प्रभु जी, प्रभु का प्रभु ने ऑलरेडी बोल दिया. संगीता माता जी, yes, anything? आनंदिनी गोपिका माता जी also joined, yes.
प्रभु जी,
Yes, प्रभु जी.
कल मैं वो प्रभुपाद का एक बुक पढ़ रहा था.
हम्म.
उन्होंने एक एग्जाम्पल दे रहे थे.
हम्म.
तो हाउ वी चेंज our attitude, if we not change our attitude, then again we have to rebirth, same things continue. वो
हम्म.
बोले थे एक चूहा आया भगवान के पास, बोला कि मुझे हर वक्त वो बिल्ली ने तंग करा है, प्रभु जी कुछ कीजिए. तो प्रभु जी ने पूछा कि
हर वक्त
तुम
क्या
क्या
कर रहा है?
चाहते हो. एक चूहा आया.
चूहा है, अच्छा. हम्म.
हाँ,
हम्म.
एक रेट,
हम्म.
माउस भी बोल सकते हैं.
हम्म.
So he came to God and asked, say always the cat is irritating me and
हम्म.
try to kill me. So
हम्म.
Prabhuji, please do something. तो भगवान ने पूछा कि what you want? Oh, प्रभु, make me cat. Okay,
हम्म.
then he made him cat. Then after someday again the cat came and asked Prabhuji, please make me dog. Why? Now all dog is judging me and you want to kill me. Okay, what do you want? I want to make a dog. Okay. Then Prabhuji, he blessed and he make me dog. After some day, again he came back. And then Prabhuji asked, what do you want? Again you come. No, Prabhuji, that tiger is judging me. Yes, make me tiger. Then Prabhuji told me, okay, then make him tiger. Then, but tiger is still looking to God. तो भगवान ने पूछा कि तुम मुझे इस तरह क्यों घूर रहे हो. आई वॉन्ट टू
हम्म.
किल यू.
हम्म.
तो बोले ठीक है, तुम चूहा ही अच्छे हो. then making वही हमारा एटीट्यूड अगर बदलता नहीं होगा, भगवान के पास है फिर भी वो कुछ मांगता रहा है, नहीं कर रहा. वो नहीं मांगता कि भगवान मैं आपके चरण में आ जाऊं, आपके पास आ जाऊं. वही बोल रहे थे कि unless until you not change our attitude, then we have to rebirth. Same thing is continuing.
हम्म. Yeah. Different levels of, this is a nice story, I think. Teaches us that, भगवान के प्रति भी हम अलग अलग तरीके से जा सकते हैं, राइट. कुछ लोग होते हैं जो भगवान के अगेंस्ट होते हैं, लाइक द डीमंस. दे आर थिंकिंग ऑफ द लॉर्ड, भगवान का स्मरण तो कर रहे हैं लेकिन अनफेवरेबली कर रहे हैं, प्रॉपर देते हैं, नेगेटिवली कर रहे हैं, राइट. सो वी डोंट वांट टू बी लाइक दैट, बिकॉज उनको क्या मिलेगा? उनको मोक्ष मिलेगा, उनको सायुज्य मुक्ति मिलेगी, which is just merging into the Brahman effulgence, but eventually they'll fall down again. Right? हमें भगवान का स्मरण करना है, लेकिन फेवरेबली करना है, विथ लविंग डिवोशन करना है, राइट. सो as eternal servants, like we started today's session, that we are, our constitutional position is that, right. तो अगर हम वो सोचें, if we remember always that कि हम क्यों बने हैं, हमें क्यों बनाया गया है. So we have to start there. That is the original, that is the point of our creation. And अगर हम वो पहचान गए, वो समझ गए, then yes, and that again, all of that happens, everything happens, like Prabhupada says, we have to be determined in our devotion, the rest will all follow, right. So we have to be determined in our devotional process of Shravanam, Kirtanam, Vishnu Smaranam. Then that happens, then everything else will automatically follow. We don't have to take any effort to do anything, everything will be revealed, right. Krishna अपने आप reveal करते हैं. So yeah, thank you, Prabhu. Okay, let's pause here today. Thank you so much for your wonderful association, and we will see you all later this evening at our center for our weekly program. वाञ्छकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपासिन्धुभ्यैव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः. अनन्तकोटि वैष्णववृन्द की जय.
Yeah.
जगद्गुरु श्रील प्रभुपाद की जय.
जय.
निताय गौर प्रेमानंदे हरि हरि
Hari
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 Hari.
Bol.
Hare
Hare
Krishna.
Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna.